The MG Trophy Championship is sponsored by College Motors, Rover MG specialists. Hi, welcome along to Silverstone for the opening round of the 2018 MG Trophy Championship. The trophy is contested by three classes: the Enhanced Power 190s and 170s and the Standard Power 160s. The MG pedigree is very much in evidence this year once again. Former champions back to engage on circuit. The trophy also attracts a significant number of new drivers, and we start off by meeting one of those, Joseph Delgado.
Joe, welcome to the MG Trophy. Great to see you on the grid. Now, I believe you've got a karting history, but first of all, tell us how you came across to get involved and indeed purchase this car.
It began with a local car club and had an old MG to drive around fields on the farm. We got involved with a couple of competitions and heard from that and did things through that as well. And then we got told about the show, the Autosport show in January, and went along to that and met Andy and got the car.
Now, you've been out for qualifying. How has it gone so far?
Yeah, it was good, thanks. I had a couple wobbles up by Luffield and around there. But apart from that, did good. Came third on the grid in my class, so hopefully the race will be better and get higher up.
Sam, welcome to the MG Trophy Championship. So, ex-karter, ex-Saxo driver as well. So what encouraged you to this one?
It was like similar to the Saxo. It was like still front-wheel drive, but like just as like a step up, so like a bit faster. And there's like a lot of drivers, so it was going to be competitive.
Qualifying just done, how did you do?
Third for both races in class.
Which for the first time out, that's amazing, because you're in the 170 class, which is one of the most competitive. Your overall aim for the season?
Hope like just get some good results, like get some experience racing with like more drivers and faster cars.
So Rob, welcome to Silverstone. Now, great to see you here on the grid of the MG Trophy. First of all, you must win first prize for the longest distance to come to race on a grid. So just tell us a little bit about your past history and indeed where you travelled from.
Okay, so I'm over from Australia and we live there. We moved over in 2006, and prior to that I had a few seasons with the MG Car Club racing Maestros.
So obviously you got it in your blood there. You thought, as soon as I can get back to the UK, I'll have a go again.
It was funny actually. I mentioned to Simon that I was coming over, and he said, "Hey, what date are you coming over?" So he said, "Will you be here for the 7th of April?" I said, "Yeah." So he rung me back. He said, "We've got a car prepared for you." So that was great news.
I'd say, well-prepared car. Doug Cole and his team are behind it, so a little bit of pressure on you to maybe perform.
Oh, definitely. I think in the 05 season, I think I had eight race wins. So today, I think I was a little bit cautious. We came out for practice last Thursday and had a bit of a scuff with the wall, so went out with practice today and qualifying just a little bit nervous, really. So I think looking forward to the race, and hopefully, it's always been a really good championship. You know, good close racing, but some really good driving skills out there. You know, guys give each other racing room, so looking forward to it.
32 drivers in three classes. The outright pole going to Jason Burgess from Andy Spencer. 170 class headed by Matt Turnbull, last year's champion, moving up from the standard class from Paul Luty. This man, John Booth, on pole in the 160s from Tyler Ballard. And all of our drivers are ready. We've got 5 new drivers on the grid. Lights are out and we are racing. Pole position here is the outside. Jason Burgess in black and red on the outside. Andy Spencer in white and blue on the inside. Spencer makes a good start. Paul Luty was quick off the mark as well in 69. I think he's got his nose in front in the 170 class. It's a very good start indeed from 3 classes, 32 cars, and all into Copse Corner safely, which is great. On board with Ollie Hood, and now Burgess has got the lead back. Burgess leads but locks up, going out of Baggots into Beckett, and over goes, well, nearly over goes the 75 car of Andy Spencer. Here's what happened on board, a lot more dramatic in car from Jason Burgess. Look how much speed gets scrubbed off. He did have the lead, he lost the lead, he's got work to do. So too have the marshals. Race leader Doug Cole, Paul Luty in second place. Looking down on the inside line is Rob Perkins. Now this is Rob trying to get in touch here with Doug Cole. Paul Luthi not in Rob's class. I said the marshals have work to do, and we can't thank them enough for everything that they do up and down the country. Superb bunch of lads and lasses at every race circuit we go to. Look at this mighty impressive field coming out of Woodcote for the first time. Sam Kirkpatrick, the newcomer there, up ahead of Ollie Hood. In red to the outside line is Adam Jackson. It's very crowded here at the end of lap number 1, going into Copse once again. Great view from Paul Luthi, and we've got a big lock up there going into Copse. Definitely, I hate seeing that. I really hate seeing one like that spinning around is Jack Roberts. He'll be grateful he's not involved in the damage, but that was Rob Perkins and our newcomer Sam Kirkpatrick. The amount of time and effort that goes into preparing these cars, I really do hate seeing that. Hope that both of the guys are okay. We saw Rob walking away. Let's hope Sam is okay. The car very definitely isn't. That surely, yeah, I was going to say it's going to be a safety car, and that is indeed the case, because also, remember, we've got Andy Spencer's car in the gravel just as we head towards Beckett's corner as well. So it's going to just get everybody into single file, if nothing else, for a couple of laps and sort things out and give the marshals a chance to recover everything. So it's Doug Cole in blue and white who's the leader, Jason Burgess, then Graham Ross, Paul Luthi in yellow and black, then Matt Turnbull, Ollie Hood, 33 Patrick Booth followed by Tom Butler. Then we've got Adam Jackson, Rob O'Boyle there, the Aussie we spoke to, or the man who emigrated to Australia, in the green car, and then Samuel Johnson. Andy Firth in white was just behind them as well, as they picked the safety car notice up here. Hopefully it won't be, it's a relatively short lap, but hopefully it won't be too many laps behind the safety car, eating into the 20-minute race time that these guys have for the opening round of this year's championship. Bit of background for you. New championship coordinator this year, which is Bruce Woods, taking over from Pete McWaters. Great work from both gentlemen in the championship. 5 new drivers I mentioned. The age demographic, we've got 7 drivers under the age of 23 over 60, so it's a very wide age range. Sad sight for Sam Kirkpatrick. Hope that he will come back even more determined later on in the season. We're at Brands Hatch at the end of April for rounds 3 and 4. Silverstone GP in June, and Donington Park. Alton Park follows that. Snetterton at the end of the year. Safety car is pulling in. Look at Doug Cole, who makes a quick start. Jason Burgess gets an even better start and grabs the lead. 3rd position is Graham Ross, and Doug Cole loses the lead. So Jason Burgess, the pole position man, back where he was at the top of the timing sheets in qualifying. He leads the race. Paul Luthi is in 3rd place. Then we've got Matt Turnbull, the Wigan-based man, had similar results to Luthi last year in terms of podia, 6 wins, 4 second places, and he's age 23, chasing him down. But Doug Cole, 2nd position at the moment, looking back to Graham Ross. We've got another car off the circuit. That is James Blake, Somerset-based racer. Superb onboard from Doug Cole. Well, James has got going again. I guess he'd have preferred to have done that before the safety car, so that he could have closed up on everybody. But he's going to have to work hard to try and catch up with the field, and then maybe work his way through. In car with Paul Luthi, who's got this very clever rotating camera, which provides some great shots. And keep your eyes peeled for Bobby Monk on the back of the seat, which he hasn't taken off since last season. There is Luthi leading the mashed ranks, the yellow sun strips on the 170 class. Incidentally, the outright champion this year will come from the 190s or the 170s. There's been a change of direction in the championship. The standard class will still have its own trophy to be contested. If we look at one of those cars there, it's John Gill in the 36, who was the outright champion in 2015, beating Andrew Ashton and Paul Luthi, who was runner-up in the 170s behind Andrew Ashton that year. So the standard class will have their own championship. Just going out of shot was Tyler Ballard, and then David Heisman in the 21 car, and we pick up as well with Matt Turnbull in 64 getting stuck in, and Ollie Hood having a very good race of it at the moment, chasing hard, coming through Woodcote. That's the red car, the last onboard that we saw, the lighter of the 2 red cars. The darker red car is Patrick Booth immediately behind him, who celebrated his 54th birthday this week, so congratulations to him. There is David Heasman again in 21. The white sunstrips are the cars running in Class C, the 160, the standard class cars, and there is John Booth chasing hard. A little bit of damage on the front of John's car, so that the racing is very keen in each of the three classes. And the champion, outright champion for the last 3 years, has come from the 160 class. Matt Turnbull last year, Will Payne in 2016, and John Gill, as we mentioned, in 2015. Before that, Andrew Ashton won it in 2013 from the 160s. Chris Bray was the last of the more powerful class outright champions, the 190 driver winning it in 2014. Hoping to see him this year. Jack Roberts chasing there and being chased by John Booth, Chesterfield-based driver. And this the trio racing for the lead going through. It's still Jason Burgess out front, Doug Cole second. Let's see what Graham Ross could do. Ross right in behind. Then the top six of the 170s. Tom Butler busy at the moment chasing Patrick Booth. And the lead trio, Paul Luthi not getting away as he would like, but Matt Turnbull having to defend a little bit, the 2017 champion. I guess Paul Luthi's going to be very happy about that. There in 55 is Tom Butler, who saw racing in Clio Cup as well a while back, and then Adam Jackson in the 79 car. So the top six all pretty much occupying the same bit of racetrack at the moment in the 170s. And then having come through is Robbo Boyle. Robbo Boyle in green is, I think, up in 7th place, qualified 19th in class, so bedding himself back in very nicely. Challenge on for second place now. Graham Ross goes through. Super stuff from Graham Ross into Brooklands. Doug Cole is going to try and fight back, and he's on the outside line. That's doable here at Silverstone. He's going to try and hang on to it. Ross is giving him racing room. Here they come out of Woodcote. And Cole decided he didn't have the grip there, so he's going to try and follow the 92 car through across the line. But it's Jason Burgess out front and setting fastest laps, and a good scrap on for second. This will help Burgess without doubt get away, as second place is disputed. Tom Butler on the outside looking for fourth in the 170s. Ollie Hood in the lighter red car challenging around the outside going into Copse Corner for second place in 170, with Matt Turnbull, who, as we saw, like Andy Spencer, has moved up from the 160 class this year. Here's the battle for the lead in Class C, the 160 brake horsepower class. Tyler Ballard is the race leader, being challenged hard by John Booth, the Chesterfield man, putting the pressure on. This is Beckett's corner. Long run now down the Wellington straight. Booth might want to try and tee up a move on the inside into Brooklands. The left-hander is moving over now. On the brakes goes Ballard, and a super move by John Booth. Super smooth move by Booth going into Brooklands, now into Luffield, which leads round into Woodcote onto the start of another lap. And you saw Ballard going a little bit wider there. We've got a Class A car in the mix. Of course, that's 75, Andy Spencer, who's actually a lap down, obviously because of his extrication from the gravel while the safety car was out. But he's getting up amongst the traffic and getting some lappery in here amongst the drivers. Robbo Boyle is there as well. Outside line for Mike Harris. On the inside line is Ryan Firth. So really good dicing going on. That's just outside the overall top 10, but well inside the top 10 is through. Back into the class lead goes Tyler Ballard. Great move on the way into Beckett's. You rarely see that. John Booth shakes his head with despair at leaving the door open. Having done the hard work down into Brooklands, I'm pretty sure Tyler Ballard won't leave the door open again going down into Brooklands. They're sussing each other out, as are these two. The outside line there for Ryan Firth. Super racing from this 32 car grid, reduced to 30 cars on track now, sadly, due to Sam Kirkpatrick and Rob Perkins having their retirement in the first part. This is the battle for the lead in the 170 class. Paul Luthi in 69 now has the full attention of Matt Turnbull. Looking back at Turnbull, last year's champion, has with Andy Spencer made the move up into the more powerful classes, the enhanced power classes. Oh, and contact there, and around out of the battle for the podium goes Patrick Booth. Well, I was talking about birthday celebrations for Patrick. That was probably a little bit premature. We've got the battle on for lead position still, with Matt Turnbull chasing hard, so it's still 3 cars battling it out for third place in class. Tom Butler chasing Ollie Hood. Then we've got Adam Jackson, who set the fastest lap so far in the 170s. So the top 5 really running very well indeed. You can see the 75 car of Andy Spencer closing up on those as well, and Spencer will be keen not to interfere with the battle. Robbo Boyle running well, up ahead of Andy Firth. I think that gets Rob up into the top 10, which is a very good drive from him. He started 19th in class, 24th on the grid, so he's had a super drive, and we've got a great battle going on for that podium in Class B between Hood, Butler and Jackson, as Jason Burgess deals with a little bit of traffic there, just going past Joey Delgado, who we spoke to at the start of the programme, and Burgess is on to the last lap. This is lap 16, could have had a few more but for the safety car in our 20 minutes. Race lead in the 170 still being hotly contested. Coming through is Andy Spencer. Spencer passes Tom Butler in the 55 car. He's got Ollie Hood immediately ahead of him at the moment. Goes down on the inside line of Ollie, but remember, is a lap down. I'd say the closer battle here is for the lead, but having said that, Tom Butler now has got clear sight of Ollie Hood and will challenge for a podium here. See Quintec racing on the back of Ollie Hood's car. Race leader though is Jason Burgess, under pressure from Graham Ross, who has not really let him get away. We've still got Doug Cole in third place. They're closing up on the 36 car of John Gill, but here they come down towards the checkered flag, and Jason Burgess wins the opening race of the year. Graham Ross has taken second position. Third place will go to Doug Cole. Now what about the 170s? Paul Lutey's got back ahead of Andy Spencer, and that gives him breathing space, hard-earned breathing space, ahead of Matthew Turnbull, who's going to take second on his debut in Class B by the look of it. Spencer's having a look now at the inside line of Paul Lutey, who in the yellow and black car is going to win the 170 class. There's the checker. Lutey wins the class. It's Matthew Turnbull second. Ollie Hood will take third position in that class. Meanwhile, the 160s, the standard class, John Booth still chasing. It's Tyler Ballard who leads. David Heisman is third in class, but it's Ballard, I think, that's going to hold on for the win, the opening win in the 160 class. Booth's got the fastest lap though. That'll be a little bit of consolation for him, but these two have had a very good race indeed. Two very good overtakes that we've seen from them, and it's Tyler Ballard that wins the standard class from John Booth. Great race in all 3 classes, and the overall winner was Jason Burgess, who waves to the race fans here and indeed the marshals. There's Paul Lutey, the winner in the 170s, delighted as ever. Here's the result. Jason Burgess wins from Graham Ross, Doug Cole completing the outright podium. Paul Lutey, Matthew Turnbull and Ollie Hood the podium for Class B, from Tom Butler, Adam Jackson, Samuel Johnston next. Robbo Boyle indeed into the top 10, finishes in 10th place. Then Ryan and Andy Firth, Gianni Piccioni from Mike Harris and Mark Scott, David Stubbs, Patrick Booth next from Christopher Bolton, then Jack Roberts. Tyler Ballard wins Class C, taking 20th place overall. 21st, second in class, John Booth from David Heisman, then John Gill, James Blake, Joey Delgado, Ray Ferguson, Richard Marsh and Andy Spencer complete our finishers. Fastest laps, Burgess, Jackson and Booth.
Jason, what a fantastic way to start the season.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really ask for more, so very happy. Wasn't taking anything for granted because some close competition in the class. Newcomer Andy Spencer made a great start. Under pressure going into the first corner I was. There was a bit of an incident. We all lost the places. And then the safety car was brought out and there was a bit of tussling after the safety car, and managed to fight my way back through the field and get into the lead and keep the lead with some pressure from Graham Ross. But it was a good exciting race.
I was going to say, yeah, Andy sort of made his mark. I mean, he's sort of just joined this class, I suppose. He's one you've got to keep your eye on the mirrors for.
Yeah, it was obvious yesterday. We were testing yesterday. It was obvious that he was going to be up there on the pace. I think he will openly admit he's got a bit to learn on the slicks, but they are difficult, even though when you get used to them, they're difficult to get up to temperature. But yeah, he's obviously going to be one to watch. So some good close competition all year.
Now, not your first win, you're quite irregular to the podium as well. I'm assuming your aim this year is to go for the big title.
I'm planning to do all of the rounds. There's one problem I got with a diary clash on a wedding for my girlfriend's family.
That can be moved, surely.
For MG Live, yeah. So I think it depends how well I do leading up to the wedding, whether I'll be allowed to come on that one. But
joking aside, you could actually afford to lose one round, couldn't you?
You can drop your second best score. So yeah, I could do it, providing all the other rounds are good. So yeah, I probably could do, yeah.
Graham, what a great way to start the season. That's cleared a few cobwebs out.
That's certainly blown quite a few out of the attic. It was quite an eventful race. What with the accident or the sort of coming together and up at Maggots and Beckett's and then the safety car incident, it certainly wasn't short of excitement anyway, let's put it that way.
Even with all those distractions, 0.3 of a second difference, very close to the finish.
It was. There was bits where Jason was certainly quicker than me, which I could not gain on him at all, but certainly I could seem to make better on the brakes into Maggots and Beckett's and then tail him down the Wellington straight, but I just didn't have enough puff to get past him.
And the car preparation is as immaculate as ever. Obviously, it's a family effort.
It is this weekend. My wife said she quite fancied coming to Silverstone because I was just coming down on my own. Little did she know she was getting roped in.
I was going to say, she won't say that again.
No, she probably won't be coming to the next one, I wouldn't think. So, yeah, she seems... Well, I think she quite enjoys it. I'm not going to ask her. I'm just going to let her go on with it.
Paul, great start to the season. Not an easy race at all, though.
No, I was watching a lot of activity at the front. Managed to stay out the way of that so they can have their own little battle, and then it left. Basically, it looked like there was sort of 3 cars in contention for first place in my class. So we had at the back was Ollie Hood. Then we had Matt Turnbull and then myself. Ollie started attacking Matt, which was great, so it gave me a little bit of breathing space. And then I don't know what happened, but he dropped back, and then it was sort of Matt and myself right to the end, basically. I was kept honest the whole way through it, and nothing really exciting happened, but you know, I had to push all the way to the end.
Ollie's on the attack this year, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know where that's come from, Good on him. I'm going to have to get the finger out.
I know, he's not going to make it easy for you. I know you're focused on the orange ones ahead of you, orange strip ones, should we say.
Yeah.
But you've got to watch your mirrors now, I think.
I know, yeah. Well, I was hoping for the rain because I wanted to do some of my 190 bashing, as they call it. You know, just attack them a bit because it's a bit more fair. We can have a go with them. But yeah, no, it was good to see Matt. I mean, that's him just suddenly come from the 160s and straight to the front, which is brilliant. So there's more people for us to play with. And then Ollie, yeah, I mean, he was getting faster all year last year, and now he's back at the front again, which is awesome. So it looks like we're going to have some fun.
Tyler, we saw you last year, you progressed really well, and then now the first race win. You must be pleased.
Yeah, really pleased with it. Come a long way since last year, so it's nice to have the first win and the drive of the race as well.
Not an easy race. I mean, there was stuff happening all over the place.
Yeah, there's a few cars going this way and that way, but managed to stay out of trouble and keep my head down.
It's all about keeping focused, getting to the end, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, keep out of trouble.
So, realistic aims for this season?
Well, there's only one aim, and that's the win, isn't it? So that is my aim.
Car's looking immaculate as ever, great livery, and quite conveniently it's the College Motors car, which is the title sponsor for this event. Simon, if I may come to you, we caught up with you briefly last year. Great event, thank you very much for your support, and you must be pleased for your son.
Oh, over the moon for him, so really pleased that he's kept his head in that first one and got to the end. I had a lot of pressure and I did wonder whether we might buckle a little bit, but fair play to him, he didn't, and with all the pressure he was getting.
I said we couldn't do this without College Motors. Just remind our viewers what College Motors is about and what it does.
We're MG Rover specialists. I've been for about 25 years now, and basically just trying to keep MG Rovers on the road for people. So, especially with the parts drying up a little bit, and just keep the brand alive a little bit.
And just out of interest, I mean, a multi-class grid, are you just keeping an eye on your own class or just seeing who else you can get ahead of?
Might have a battle with a few 170s, make it a bit interesting, but yeah, look forward to it.
Well done to our class winners today, Jason Burgess, Paul Luty and Tyler Ballard. They'll be back on track for race 2, which will be here from Silverstone in our next programme. Join us then.